Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's a weekly reading for the week of December 16th to the 22nd. This week, Aquarius, you have the Break the Chain Oracle card, you have the Magician, the Four of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Chariot, and the High Priestess. So half the spread is Major Arcana here, Aquarius. As you know, the more Major Arcana, the more significant the event or situation you may be working through this week. And the more closely it can be linked to our soul contracts, our karma, our life lessons, that kind of thing. So interesting spread. Just before we jump into the cards, I'm just going to read out the oracle card. So break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. You're being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they are not even ours to begin with. But we do not know another way of being, so we continue to play out the drama. Yeah, I am feeling that there's something that's going to come to light this week for your Aquarius that can either be linked to, a situation that might be continually repeating for you. It could be an insight that's really going to, lead you to quite a difficult decision here. We'll see how that unfolds as we go into this, but I really wanted to start here with the Eight of Wands and the High Priestess. So I feel like some of you are going to receive some news or a message, and this could either be, from somebody else relating to a current situation, or I also feel this could be a suppressed memory, some kind of revelation from the past, something that's come up from your shadow side as well, because that High Priestess can be the revealer of mysteries. She's somebody that kind of resides in both the conscious and the subconscious realms, the hell realm and the present realm. Like, she's really been to the depths of the darkest corners and also is available in the present. So I feel like something could come up that you may have suppressed, or it can just be some kind of information that is revealed to you that's going to have quite an impact on a situation in present. So it could be something about a current relationship, could be something like a skeleton out of the closet, a past memory about a family member, something like that. And we have that with the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands can be, news or information or communication that comes in, and it can come in electronic means like an SMS, an email, phone conversation, that kind of thing. And I think that this information, once it comes to light, could potentially lead to quite swift change and movement in your life. So I think it's also going to lead to a feeling of being quite perplexed about a current situation. So you're definitely going to learn something through this communication. So it's quite a specific reading, guys, so it won't be for every one of you, but once that information or that suppressed memory or that whatever it is comes up from your shadow side, I think it's going to lead to a difficult, heartfelt decision for you. So that could be whether to have, an honest conversation with the person involved, or it could be getting honest with yourself and looking at the areas of your life where this might be playing out. Maybe it's time to break the chain in relationships that might be codependent or toxic in some way. The same could be said about friendships. Maybe, it's information come up from your shadow side about why you might be overgiving or people-pleasing in the workplace, and you're ready just to break that down, to make that decision. Either way, the key with the Two of Swords is to make that decision while not being clouded by your emotions. So that can mean, making your decision from more of a place of practical facts or logic, rather than allowing your emotional responses to drive you, because that's when we sometimes make a decision that's not the best for us, because we're sort of, reacting to other people's emotions, to circumstances, to triggers, rather than, making a clear, logical, practical decision. It's okay to tune into that intuition. We'll have like strong indicators of intuition here, but make sure you back that up with, facts and things that, really surround the situation, rather than going on emotional responses. But Yeah, I mean, this decision is here to set you free. You're taking off that blindfold this week. You're seeing, bringing clarity to a situation, bringing truth to light. And either way, I think you're going to realize that you have the power to change your circumstances, to change your situation here, Aquarius. And I feel that this, information coming to light and this decision is going to be quite alchemical in your life. The Magician is an awakening to your own potential and power as the creator or co-creator with the universe of your reality. It's waking up to the fact that you have all the tools within you to make, the best decisions and manifestations for your life. Now, there's also the saying with the Magician, as above, so below. So what it means is that what we are actually going to be lining up with and attracting into our lives is a match for what is going on in our internal realm. So by the shift that's going to happen with this revelation or this information could really change something in you, especially if it links to breaking a pattern, a repeated pattern, a cycle, an ancestral line of energy. I think that you're going to change something on your internal world. And when you shift your internal world, then your external world is going to shift along with that. And, it's waking up to that potential of, as I change myself from within, I change my reality. That's waking up to your infinite potential, Aquarius. And yeah, what are you going to be doing? Well, I feel like you're going to be in the near future moving on to a place of far greater stability and, potentially even that best life with the home, the beautiful relationship, abundance. Now, Chariot is a victory card, so there's going to be some sense of victory in this situation for you after you've broken that cycle. Use that information to make key decisions for your life, and it's almost quite like a sense of alchemy or magic for you. Now with the Chariot there, you can see that this heavy stone chariot has no reins, but instead it's drawn by these two sphinxes. But at the moment they're kind of angled slightly out in different directions. These sphinxes relate to, the parts of ourselves that aren't in alignment, those elements of indecision and unbalance, that kind of thing. It's almost a little bit like, these two black and white pillars here in the High Priestess. It's by bringing things together, and I think it's by bringing together that subconscious realm, that shadow realm, with what's happening in the present, acknowledging that what has, happened in the past is part of your life, you can't change it, but not acknowledging that and then bringing that back into a balance through acceptance. And when those two sphinxes are in alignment, that's when you're going to propel the stone chariot forward in leaps and bounds with great pace. And, he has this magician's wand, meaning it's just your intention. You just have to get your mind in place. You just have to get your internal reality in place to change and move forward your external reality. With the Chariot, there can actually be travel involved, taking a trip home, relocating even, moving to a new town, new state, new country. But where you're moving to, Aquarius, is a place of greater stability, where, you can really build new foundations and build a greater sense of harmony in your life. There is a sense of synchronicity with the Four of Wands because it has the 11-11 formation. So definitely be looking out for the signs and the symbols from the universe, the conversations that could lead to something, because I think that there is going to be a seed of that new direction, of that new future for you in those signs. So an interesting reading here, Aquarius. So we are looking at a message or truth coming to light, or something from the subconscious, revelation, a deep-set memory, something that has a link to the past, to past cycles, past situations. So I feel like that's going to come in. It's going to lead you to a decision that you need to make sure is made from a place of intuition coupled with logic, not from a place of reacting to emotions. And through that, there's a sense of alchemy of you coming into your power, realizing that you are the director and creator of your own life. And through that, it's all just forward movement to a place of beauty, of harmony, joy, love, and stability above all. So Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it is a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. feel free to leave me a comment because I always like to know how it's playing out in your daily life, and I'll see you back here next week for another reading.